New year, new me, and new memes. Honestly, the only new thing that matters is the new faces that we'll be seeing along with the new teams as we enter 2020. 2019 was full of several organizations picking up CSGO rosters or some older rosters moving up or down in the world because of the few lineup changes that they've made. Let's see how the year panned out for them and the global CSGO competitive circuit in general. Now, before we start, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more quality CSGO content. Let's start off with Team Secret. It was honestly a bit of a surprise to see Team Secret step into Counter-Strike, but then this was not the first time that they made an attempt. Last time, they had a female CSGO team back in 2016 that went by the name of We Run This Place. This team enjoyed huge success up until early 2017, after which they kind of dropped really hard, and that witnessed Secret parting ways with the lineup. The European organization has once again returned, this time with a male lineup. But unlike their other counterparts who have either signed really reputed players from notable organizations, Secret signed players with very limited experience and they haven't really competed in tier 1 tournaments. Secret seems to be interested in competing at a lower tier for now, learning and growing on its way to the higher tier of tournaments. It seems to be a unique way of approaching something, as this is going to be painstakingly slow, with the team making a name for itself by winning local tournaments and playing through numerous open qualifiers in hopes of making it to a big tournament. The organization is not off to an ideal start, but it will be interesting to track this team and keep an eye out and measure how much they have transformed since its inception. Let's talk about the shuffles that branch out of FaZe Clan. Now, FaZe has never been shy when it comes to cutting people out of the roster when they don't see results. You see all those privileged wannabe teenagers that say, positive vibes only, cut out toxic people. Yeah, basically that was FaZe Clan throughout 2019. Let's see. At the start of 2019, no, actually even before that, before the year even started, in December 2018, Kerrigan left FaZe Clan to join Esports and Entrant joined in his place. Now, we will talk about Kerrigan more later on, but Entrant was in the team up until May. During that, FaZe bounced around in between the 4th to 8th position on the HLTV global leaderboard. In May, FaZe picked up the old legend Neo, but that turned out to be a pretty bad move for them because Neo underperformed. The synergy of the whole team was thrown off balance and they dipped so hard. So in September, FaZe put a full stop to it. Neo was taken out, and in a surprising turn of events, even Guardian left the team to go back to his former team Navi. We will also talk about Guardian later on. But for now, let's focus back on FaZe. They brought in a new player called Brokey and coldzera. Now, the speculation of coldzera being picked up by the team was a big thing. After playing with multiple Brazilian teams, the South American star coldzera left MIBR back in late September to join FaZe Clan. Even before that, in early July, he had requested that MIBR put him on the bench and they obliged. coldzera went inactive. He had a huge buyout amount which hindered his chances of being bought by any other organization, but after the StarLadder Berlin major, FaZe Clan signed the 25-year-old rifler to play alongside them, and they also signed the 18-year-old Brokey.
What? What about me, dude?
FaZe coldzera, baby, let's go!
The European conglomerate has not found much success yet, but they did find victory at the Blast Pro Series Copenhagen. Let's see if this team is able to convert their immense firepower in a correct manner, or do they continue to deliver mediocre performances? But wait, what happened to MIBR after coldzera joined FaZe? Since coldzera stepped down in July, MIBR had been on the hunt for a player of similar caliber who could take on the role of leading with the assault rifle and had the same amount of tenacity as their former player. GenG was supposed to be the perfect fit, and the Brazilian organization wasted no time in signing the 27-year-old rifler from INTZ. MIBR did make a few changes late in October and December as well, but the toughest and the most rewarding was that of finding a replacement for coldzera. They had a few permutations and combinations. Zeus stepped in along with Lucas, but that didn't really work. However, GenG seemed to be the perfect fit. Him and Fallen go way back, and they've known each other since CS 1.6. the team has not exactly performed as well as expected. The lineup looks pretty good on paper, but it suffers in reality. So it will be interesting to see how this team performs in 2020. Remember how we told you that we will touch upon other ex-FaZe members as well? Well, yeah, here's one of them who did not really have a good time. After a stint of more than 2 years with FaZe Clan, Guardian made a return to Na'Vi as a replacement for Zeus. After the former in-game leader of Na'Vi retired in mid-September along with the new team's coach, Guardian was brought over from FaZe Clan. It has not been a happy year for the Ukrainian organization that managed to win just one tournament in the entirety of 2019. The addition of Guardian did not have a huge impact on the team's performance, as many pointed fingers at him for dragging the team down due to his poor opping. Even Thorin called him a liability. It's still heavily debated whether Simple should play as the primary opper or should Guardian be given more time to adjust to the team's needs. Though the team was doing quite well for themselves back in 2018, cracks started to form in the lineup of Godsent ever since Ninjas in Pajamas bought their star player Dennis, followed by Pronax joining Digital Chaos in May. Godsent ceased all operations in late June after its roster was bought out by Red Reserve earlier in the month. Now, back into the circuit once again, Godsent picked up a great roster, full of some old experienced players, and they had a brilliant start as they won We Play Forge of Masters Season 2, going on to participate in more Tier 2 tournaments, prepping themselves for a steep climb up the ladder. Following their brilliant start, this organization has struggled to find victory with 2 top 4 finishes at DreamHack Open Winter 2019 and DreamHack Open Seville. The team, who has had a couple of big names in its rosters, just needs some time to collect its thoughts. They have the required experience and the expertise to find their way into the big league, which they will be able to achieve in 2020. GenG. Wow, a lot of North American organizations seem to be interested in Counter-Strike, with GenG becoming the 3rd organization to announce its roster. Earlier in December, GenG signed the Cloud9 trio of Automatic, Daps, and Kustar to form its core lineup. They even signed Elma Padi to be their head coach. Daps was the man that was successful in bringing energy into the global top 5, and Elma Padi, he's a star YouTuber who has great CSGO analytical videos and also used to coach Order at one point. With 2 players still missing from its lineup, they signed Soam from Team Envy, with rumors doing the round that the organization might be interested in signing the best player from Asia, Bentet, as their 5th. Which it became a reality as Tyloo recently announced the departure of Bentet to GenG right after the Katowice Asia Open qualifier. However, the absence of a 5th player didn't really stop the team from going ahead and participating in tournaments. They used SICK as a temporary standing, and they managed to qualify for the North American close qualifier of the IEM World Championship in 2019. Though the team has some great players in its lineup, it's still a bit too early to predict how well they would be doing in 2020 because they haven't participated in a single proper tournament yet. 100 Thieves, another North American organization that found its way back to Counter-Strike this year. 100 Thieves, these guys took their sweet time to declare their roster. And while the community was discussing the many permutations and combinations of the still undisclosed lineup, people were discussing whether the recently dropped or benched players like Coldzera or Shox or maybe Guardian would make an appearance here. But later on, the organization went on to sign the roster of Renegades, and that left the fans pretty much dumbfounded. They even went on to place 2nd in their debut tournament at IEM Beijing, followed by a 7th-8th finish at the ESL Pro League Season 10 finals. 100 Thieves have picked up a fine Australian roster that has grown leaps and bounds over the course of 2019. Now, currently placed at the 6th in HLTV rank list, the Australian lineup, who had placed 3rd, 4th at the Berlin Major under the Renegades banner, has already shown their potential, and they have shown us that they can take teams down. With proper training and some victories to bolster their morale, they can become one of the top 3 teams of 2020. So technically this might not count as something that happened in 2019, since Kerrigan left FaZe just a little before 2019 began. But then Mousesports really peaked towards the later half of the year. They were ranked 51 in March, and they only went upward since. After hovering around in the top 10 for some time, Kerrigan led Mousesports to multiple victories at CSGO Asia Championships.
WP, but Kerrigan, he's got the off angle, he's nailed it, and that's it. Mousesports, they came back against Tyloo, and they've won against ENCE. I cannot believe that they've done this.
ESL Pro League Season 10 finals.
Gentlemen, your Season 10 Pro League champion, Mousesports!
And the CS Summit 5. And now, Mousesports is currently ranked second on the HLTV rank list. The funny thing is, a few months ago, the coach of FaZe Clan, Yanko, mocked Kerrigan in a tweet, saying that the only way Mousesports will be able to get more tournaments win than FaZe in 2019 is if they keep winning the Tier 2 DreamHack Open tournaments. Oh well, let's see. Mousesports is currently at rank 2, meanwhile FaZe is at rank 8. So yeah, I guess Kerrigan does get to have the last laugh. Both Golden and Flusha made a comeback to Fnatic after a period of 1 year, having a short stint with Cloud9. Between the two players, only Flusha has been signed by Fnatic till now, while Golden has still been taken on a loan. Since the arrival of the two players, Fnatic seems to have shifted gears, placing first at DreamHack Masters Malmo, followed by 2 silver medal finishes at Star Series Season 8 and ESL Pro League Season 10 finale. They ended 2019 as the 3rd best team in the world according to HLTV. The team has started showing slight glimpses of its former self. With Fnatic taking on a good long break, they are certainly expected to be one of those teams to look out for in 2020. This Swedish side is playing extremely well together, and the experience brought in by the two players has been invaluable. OG was the single most impactful team to enter the CSGO circuit in 2019. This is yet another prestigious Dota 2 organization that spreads its wings into CSGO. OG is the only team in the world to win the Dota 2 International twice, and now they have a strong CSGO roster as well. When Shox replaced NBK in Vitality, and LXCB was replaced by Sunny in ENCE, there were rumors that both these players would be picked up by FaZe. But that did not happen, and OG signed these two superstars. They are joined by 3 more talented people. But you know what? This new roster is so hyped, and the players come from such different backgrounds that we had to make a separate video dedicated to this team a few weeks ago. So check that out as well if you want to find out more about OG CSGO. One of the senior most French players in the scene, Shox, was removed from G2 Esports just a few days before the team was set to play at ESL 1 New York. After they released Shox, they got rid of Lucky as well from their roster, and they acquired the services of the crazy duo Nexa and Hunter. The two had been together in Valiance and in Crazy as well, serving close to 1 and 2 years respectively. But nobody expected Shox to be the one to bite the bullet. G2 ended the year with a 2nd place finish at the CS Summit 5, followed by a win at the Champions Cup Finals, which is still a much better place to be in compared to where they were at the start of the year. But then Shox was picked up by Vitality, and that team did so much better. They were in the top 3 teams of the world for a good chunk of the year, leaving G2 miles behind them. Lucky wasn't so lucky as he settled for playing in Heretics, but G2 did not really make any progress from this move, and it was widely considered as a bad switch. The most inspiring move has to be of Evil Geniuses. This is not the first time that the American organization is testing the waters of the first-person shooter game. EG used to have a Counter-Strike roster back in the CS 1.6 era, which ran from 2007 to early 2012, after which they decided to pull the plug on its CS division. The team has faced huge success in Dota 2 by winning TI5, and they wanted to achieve the same in other titles as well, once again prompting a comeback at the CSGO circuit. This time, they made a wise choice by targeting the 2nd strongest North American lineup at the time, acquiring Energy Esports roster in late September. It turned out to be a really fruitful investment for the North American organization, as the newly established EG lineup went on to secure a win in their debut tournament itself at ESL 1 New York. And then they won the Star Series I-League Season 8, which saw them reach the top of the HLTV global rankings. Unfortunately, EG could not keep up their form, hitting a rough patch, but they didn't completely walk out of the park. The boys in blue still stand as one of the top 5 teams in the world. The early success that they earned is well within their grasp, and it can be a reality in 2020. They have been the best performers amongst all the other teams that have made a comeback this year, and winning a major in 2020 is not impossible for them. Well, that marks the end of our list. If you think we missed out on anything, or if you have some more interesting banter to share about teams changing their players and new teams entering, let us know in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more quality CSGO content. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.